What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome to my trophy list review series. In this series, you submit your trophy list and it faces the scrutiny of this guy of PlatinumBro. I take a look at the games you've been playing and, more importantly, the trophies you've been earning. Now today, as you can see, is a little bit different. We have a guest in GuyFarruski, aka Joel. How are you doing today, Joel?
I'm doing good. I'm doing nervously good.
Nervously good. Well, that is because this is like a spin-off series, if you will, where we're going to be reviewing your trophy list with you. That's right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through GuyFarruski, Joel's trophy list, and we're going to talk about the games, why he's been playing them, why he hasn't been playing them, all that good stuff. So before we actually dig into it, Joel, how would you describe yourself as a trophy hunter before we start?
I'm definitely a gamer before a trophy hunter.
Okay.
I prefer... Well, before I went through a phase where I wanted to get easy platinums, and now I've gotten to the phase where I want hard platinums. So the how should I say, the regularity that I get platinums has decreased massively.
Plus,
they take longer.
You're like a purist trophy hunter. You're a purist platinum trophy hunter because you're not a DLC man either, are you?
No.
Yeah, exactly. For those
and that's it.
That's all that matters. And you can already see, looking at the screen, that we can already see some empties, some unfinished with platinums. So me and Joel do the podcast together. If this is the first video you've ever watched, so I do know him quite well. I know how he games quite well. So the way it works, Joel, is we're going to go through your general stats. So UK, 88 platinums, 5,497 total trophies. Score of 403, level of 403. Nobody really cares about that, but you know, we'll mention it anyway. 77% completion rate. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good completion rate. I like to see 80%.
I thought that was going to be the first one. I tried as much as possible to get my completion up, but I just couldn't.
Joel knew I was making this video, and so he spent the past week just like playing the easy games, just trying to get the completion up. So you know, it's not bad. It's definitely a completionist percentage rating. Anything above, like, say, 70, you know, you're completing most of your games. You're completing 3 out of every 4 games. You get 100% in theory. And we've got 1.84 trophies per day, which to me tells me that, again, you're not like, you don't play the easy games. You know, it takes you a lot of time to earn the trophies. So maybe that's because you're playing a lot harder games, which might be the case.
Maybe.
We then got a world rank of 55,000, world current rank of 7,000. But are you bothered about ranking?
Not really. I went through a phase where I was like when I was like hunting for like the easier trophies, and I was getting a lot of platinums, and I could see my country rank go up and my world rank go on. And I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." But then it got to the point where I kind of like just stopped because I just couldn't keep up with the demand, and I was like, "Yeah, no,
yeah, definitely." It definitely comes a point where like you just can't sustain it, and the only way to sustain it is to keep playing easy games. So it's kind of like, do you even want to start doing it at all? It's the kind of position I'm in now, where I'm pretty much stalemate, and I'm not really increasing anymore because I just don't play enough of the rate to keep going.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Right, okay, so
I think you end up playing games you don't want to play as well. I got to that point where I was just thinking, like, I was going through the sort of the how long it takes to platinum and how easy they are, and I was just picking the ones that are the easiest. It just got to a point where I got burnt out. I was just like, I don't really want to play this anymore. But I had to because, you know, platinum.
Because of platinum and trophy hunting. That is the problem. The trials and tribulations of being a trophy hunter, sadly, is playing games we don't want to necessarily finish. We just want to get the platinum. It's kind of like a compulsion, I feel sometimes.
It's an addiction.
An addiction. Mildly.
You have to have it.
You have to have it.
Your own work. I haven't got that platinum
yet. Okay, so I have control of Joel's screen. So, you know, bear with the technical difficulties. This is the first spin-off series of the trophy review series. So, in theory, I should be able to just scroll down. And it's working. So, as always, we've got an alphabetical order. So we're going to work our way through. The first platinum trophy I'm seeing is A Way Out. So I'd like to point out that usually we kind of always see the 36 Fragments at Midnight. That's kind of a trophy list that always pops up in the first game because it being a number-based and alphabetical order, and it's a really easy game. And you haven't played it, so bravo for doing that anyway. And A Way Out is quite an easy platinum. Let's be real. Let's say for what it is. It's a co-op. Easy. Yeah. You don't have to finish the game, you just have to do all the missable trophies.
Oh no, you have to finish the game as well.
Do you? Okay, I have got this, just to clarify.
But only the host gets the trophies. So if you're doing it, well, you obviously will be doing it with somebody else. If you both have the game, then I think you both unlock the trophies. But if only one has the game and then you're sharing it to somebody else, then only the host gets the trophies.
That is not cool at all.
No.
Next, we've got some big games. We've got some AC. Now, we ain't the biggest fan of Ubisoft. I can't. We always have to say this, but this is when Ubisoft did take the step in the right direction with Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, both massive games. So well done on those.
Thank you.
Anything to say on those games?
To Origins was I preferred Origins to Odyssey. I think Odyssey, maybe because I played it a year after Origins, or maybe because I platinumed it a year after Origins. It's the same game, just with more water instead of sand. I've been told of people that, because I haven't played any of them. I haven't played any of the new trilogy, so Origins, Odyssey, or Valhalla, and just got myself a PS5, happy days, and I've been told that I should just skip Odyssey, because it's just more of the same. Origins is more refined, and then just go straight to Valhalla, because they're so similar. To play them all back to back is probably too much. So, yeah, 100%. I think Origins is a better setting overall. I mean, for me, I prefer the Egyptian lore over the Greek lore, especially in Assassin's Creed. I think the Greek lore has been done better with other games too many times.
Yeah.
And I think the Egyptian is quite a unique one. Not many games are out there that have the Egyptian lore, which was great.
So what about these 0%? There's no DLC done. You're not going to go back to those?
No.
Never?
I don't.
Not for you.
I never say never, but very unlikely.
Fair play. We've then got a few unfinished. So the first of a few I can see on the screen already. We've got Syndicate done and Unity done. Any reason why you didn't finish those?
Unity was just a glitchy mess.
It was.
That's all I can say. It was just appalling. Some of the trophies I think were locked to glitches, and that is one huge turn off for me.
That is a big no-no.
Stop playing it. Yeah.
For trophy hunters, that is a massive no-no.
And then Syndicate, I just got burnt out.
Too much Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
That was definitely the game for me where I reached my serious burnout on Assassin's Creed. I didn't think actually it was that bad of a game. I just felt it was just so much of the same that I just couldn't handle it anymore. I was like, I had to take a step back, and I haven't played one since.
Yeah. No, I agree.
What about... So next we've got Back to the Future, which is Telltale Studios, which RIP, because they're not around anymore. It was their first Telltale game.
Was it?
So I think it was. It was their first walking simulator game. It came out on PlayStation 3 originally. Don't know if it had a Platinum Trophy or not. And then it followed that episodic creation. Yeah. And then here it is to fruition. Quite an easy a very easy Platinum, to be fair, though.
It's not your typical Telltale, though.
Oh,
you don't just play the game. You got missables.
Oh.
So you have to be careful sometimes with certain actions, because you can miss out on some trophies.
That's before they took the steps to making themselves with the easy AAA games. Before everyone started. To be fair, I think it came out on PS3 generation, so there wasn't really any easy games then. There was a handful of easy Platinums. It wasn't the done thing to make the big games so easy. Next, we've got some amazing games, Joel. All unfinished, though. We've got Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. All pretty much masterpieces, I would have said. What scared you from them?
Challenges. I think Arkham Asylum was the challenges. Arkham Asylum did pretty much everything. Even the game on the hardest difficulty. And then I got to the challenges, and maybe I just got burnt out of the game. I did spend quite a lot of time in the hard mode because I did struggle a bit in some sections. And then the challenges kind of put me off. Arkham City was the first Arkham game I played back in the PS3.
All right, okay.
And again, I did everything, and then the hardest difficulty on that one intimidated me. I wasn't quite the addict of trophies back then, so I found it a bit easier to just leave a game if I was getting too frustrated with it.
Fair enough. Nothing wrong with that, to be fair.
And then Arkham Knight was just the AR missions. They broke me.
Well, I think knowing that the games, you can see some games a little bit further down on the list already that you have got a lot of skill to achieve. You definitely have the skill to do at least Arkham Asylum, but you're so right, the Predator Trials are horrendous. There's the combat in the Predator Trials. I actually struggle with the Predator Trials more because it's like one little mistake and you have to start again, and each level will take, say, 10 to 15 minutes. Whereas the combat trials, although frustrating, this is the thing I had with the combat trials, where I couldn't do the first one for about 2 hours, but then when I did all the rest ones, all the other ones, second or third try, because once you master the combat, you can then finish them all. And I think the problem with Asylum is the story's too easy. Even on hard, it's pretty darn easy, so it doesn't allow you to get good at the game. So that when go on.
No, finish.
I was going to say, so when you go to the challenges, you aren't good at the game, so you actually have to perfect it and get good, and it takes a couple of hours to actually get that far. But it's a good game. And Arkham City and Arkham Knight, I kind of feel you on that because I've got them both downloaded and I don't want to start them because they're just such big time commitments, like 100 hours. And they're difficult. They are quite difficult. Like, there's the challenges and there's so many collectibles. Like
the Riddler trophies. Good God.
I think like anything more than 50 collectibles in the game is too much. And I think Arkham Asylum has like 150. So it's just shocking.
There were a few. I mean, they're a bit better than your every other game collectibles because you don't just collect them. You have to like do a certain puzzle in order to get them, and some of them are fun, but others are just like so frustrating. Like there's one that comes to mind. It's like there's one inside a cage, and there's the remote control Batarang, and you have to basically remote control it through the cage, but it's like an S. And obviously, if you hit any of the walls, you have to start over. And it took me so long to get that one. I think that was probably the one where I thought, no, I'm not getting any more. And I just stopped.
I mean, on that, I would like to say that these Batman games, they are to Batman fans what Spider-Man 2018 was to myself as a Spider-Man fan. I think, to be fair, you're actually probably better off being a Batman fan as a video gamer than you are being a Spider-Man fan. Because even if you look at the trilogy and then Batman Origins, they're all really, really sound games. If not, Origins probably being the worst, being probably an 8 out of 10. Whereas like you look at Spider-Man games and there's been 2 amazing ones of late, but there's also been 15 years of mediocre Spider-Man games. Hit and miss. There's been a few gems hit and miss, but this series was really good, and I'm looking forward to Gotham Knights, even though I know it's going to be a lot like Avengers. I'm skeptical, but I am excited for it because I think it has potential to be incredible. But we'll see.
Let's hope it doesn't take the Avengers path.
Yeah, man. All right, we've then got the two Batman Telltale games. Easy plats. We'll just move on from them. Beyond Two Souls is it's like Walking Dead. It's not Walking Dead. It is like Walking Dead. It's Heavy Rain. It's a Heavy Rain. Detroit become human. Get it out. But it does have co-op. You have to play the game in co-op, don't you?
You do. You have to do you have to only do co-op once. But I did co-op with my partner on this one. She really enjoyed the game. It's a story-driven game. She's not really into games, so she got into the story because of the setting and stuff.
Okay.
And we played it together, and it was really fun to play together because you can sort of do your individual choices. Sometimes you can contradict yourself. So sometimes, let's say if I'm controlling the protagonist, and my partner was controlling the entity. I maybe wanted to go right, or I maybe wanted to save this person, and she was like, "Nah, we're going to kill her." And the thing is, because the entity has the control over the murdering side of things, she could actually go over your choice, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That sounds actually pretty fun, to be fair.
It is. It's interesting. And the story's quite good as well. Like there's a massive twist in the end, which is probably not a twist now because a lot of people have played it. But the twist in the end is really, really good. It's crazy.
Okay. And to be fair, it's a very rare platinum trophy at 9%. So maybe a lot of people don't have friends to play with it. To play the game with. It's a hard problem being a gamer.
You've always got a second controller,
That's true. Okay, let's move on to the first god tier platinum trophy on the list, which is Bloodborne. Bravo, my friend. Bravo. You are the reason that I actually played in Platinum Bloodborne, for those who didn't know.
So proud of you.
Yes, thank you very much. I platinumed it recently. Great game. I've actually done the DLC as well. The DLC is tough, but it's nothing compared to Charles Dungeons. Like Joe, you could probably knock it out in 4 hours if you ever get around to doing it. Yeah, well, I did it in an afternoon. There's 5 bosses.
Okay.
But I mean, if you haven't played it in a while, you might be a little bit rusty. But the first 3 bosses are pretty easy. The only tough one is the Ludwig and the Orphan of Chaos. The Orphan of Chaos is the last boss, and he's very aggressive.
I've heard that.
But he's no harder than I personally found the Keeper of the Lords the hardest. I know you don't find that, but I found him really aggressive, difficult. He was a two-hit kill kind of enemy, though, wasn't
he? Yeah. I keep saying this is the one of the greatest things in the Souls games or Soulsborne Sekiro games is that everybody has such different experiences. Like some people say, like you went to Gascoigne and you killed him first time. Gascoigne put me off this game for 8 months. This is why it took me a year and 3 weeks to platinum because for 8 months I was just like, no more. I can't take it anymore, and I just put it down. I just couldn't go back.
He is definitely the most aggressive boss in the game. Father Gascoigne just does not let up. If you're not high enough level, he's probably as hard as Charles Dungeons because you have such little health.
Yeah, and then you, even if you master his first phase, his human phase, and you're thinking, I can do that. The beast one comes along, and it's just a completely different beast altogether. He's more aggressive. He's got like combos that can literally, if you're not a higher level, or if you haven't like put a lot of points into your health, he could literally decimate your health with one combo.
Wow.
And it's just soul destroying.
I bet, yeah. I would like to say though, little it's not really a brag, it's a little cheeky brag that. When I finished the game I was level 135, which is mad. 137, wow. Yeah. I did a little bit of boosting like 25 hours in. Like I got like, so I was probably like maybe 5 levels over leveled. But when you get like level 120, it just doesn't matter anymore because you basically like max out all your stats. But I did kill Gurnham first try both times, and I parried him like 4 times and killed him. I put invisible runes on and just wiped the floor with him. What did
you think of the fight? Did you enjoy the fight?
Really good. He's a really good enemy.
He is, isn't he?
The thing about the Bloodborne and the DLC as well is there's hunters everywhere. One of the levels is called like hunters something, and there's literally like some of the hunters as well. The respawn. And you probably fight about 15 to 20 hunters over the 5 hours. So if you imagine you only face maybe 10 to 12 hunters throughout the whole of Bloodborne.
Yeah.
But then in the DLC. In that DLC you face like 3 or 4 of them so condensed, and one of the bosses, I think she's called, I can't remember what she's called. She is like an NPC with 2 swords. And
Maria.
Maria, yeah, she's a really good fighter. To be fair, I did struggle with her a little bit. Like, it took us like 4 or 5 attempts. But again, once you master the parry,
she has like 3 phases, and she has like a blood phase and then a blood and fire phase. Which leaves like an after image with the fire. Yeah, it's just tough. That final stage. The thing is, there's tactics though. If you're really overly aggressive, when she changes from phases, you can probably cut away about 1/6 of her health. So if you imagine she has 2 changes, there's basically 1/3 of her health gone. So if you're smart, you get a few viscerals in. By the time she goes on her 3rd stage, she's only got like this much health, like 2 combos away. So if you're fast, that's the way to deal with that. If you wait too long, she just becomes too difficult. So yeah, that's Bloodborne aggressive.
Yeah,
a lot of the times with bosses, when they are like that and they're changing, you take a step back and thinking, what are they going to do?
Yeah,
and that is an opportunity to just like lay into it.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is that on that though, the Orphan of Chaos is different. Like, you can't be as aggressive because he's so aggressive. You've got to just really either be good at parrying, which is, it's hard to be good at parrying because he's such a new boss. Like, so you either have to spend an hour facing him, learning his patterns, or just dodging them. But when you dodge him, you can like get a little few attacks in. So it's kind of like, it's actually a long-winded fight, which is what makes it so difficult and so stressful. Because you're like 10-12 minutes into this fight and he could kill you in one shot at the end of the actual battle. But anyway, we love Bloodborne. Well done.
We do love Bloodborne.
I think you should definitely.
Well done to you.
Thank you.
Well done to you.
I think you should definitely go back and play the DLC. I think you love the game, and I think you'll enjoy the DLC. And like I said, you can do it in an afternoon, especially if you're like a high. It depends if you're going to do New Game Plus. If you do New Game Plus, apparently DLC is unforgivably brutal.
Yeah.
But if you've got like a save towards the end of the game, then you shouldn't have too many issues.
I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if I went over the New Game Plus to help somebody out, or if I have a save file that's just before the last boss.
If you got a save file before the last boss, you should be fine. I really want as well, at some point, to replay the game with a burial blade. So there's a weapon, guys, that you get by only finishing by beating the last boss, and it's like a scythe, and it's the coolest weapon in the base game, in my opinion. And I really want to play the game again with that. So maybe at some point I will return just a wreck with a burial blade.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on. We've spoken enough about Bloodborne. So
we have.
Okay, we've got Code Vein, which is a very rare platinum trophy. So what's the crack about that one? I don't know much about that game at all.
It's like Dark Souls anime, basically.
Oh.
Two of the things that I loved, so I picked it up. It's not as hard as Dark Souls, I have to say. You have a companion all the time, so you can play co-op if you want. Okay. If you don't play co-op, then you have a companion like an NPC. Okay. And that helps massively. See, the thing is, you can choose not to. I
love how it's like you've just said it's easier than Dark Souls, but then I can see the triple I've done, and of Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and they're all they're all more common platinum trophies than Code Vein. It just shows how like people who play Dark Souls games, when you play them as trophy hunters, you feel compelled to finish them, I guess.
Yeah.
But that brings us on.
They're more well known. They're more well known though. But Code Vein wasn't very well received, I don't think, when it came out.
Okay. But that does, however, bring us on to our next 2, 3, 4 god tier trophies, platinum trophies being in the forms of Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. And I believe did any of them have DLC or not?
The versions I played, they all have DLC. So the second one, the Scholar of the First Sin, that's the remaster of Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Which then came to PS4. So that you have to do the DLC to get all the spells, which was a nightmare.
So bravo. So this time you've done all the
because I had to. Like that's the thing. Like if the DLC is like
included
for the platinum, then I have no choice but to do it. But then again, I won't be paying any extra. The thing why I don't do DLC is because first of all, I find it really hard to go back to a game that I've already played, and second of all, I have to play extra, and I don't want to pay extra. I'm cheap.
That's fair.
So if they give the DLC for free, then I'll probably take it. I'll be like, yeah, all right, I'll do that. But if I have to pay extra, then
that's why I got the Bloodborne Game of the Year edition. That's why I wait for that. I would rather buy the complete edition and I can play it all in one go. Other than say Spider-Man, which I did do, I went back to. I don't like to go back to games either. You know, you're out the rhythm. You got to really learn the game again. It can be difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
So well done, Rose.
Are you thinking of going into Dark Souls territory?
Probably not. I think
no.
I want to play Demon Souls. I want to play Mortal Shell. Yes, that's really a smaller Soulsborne style game, and I want to play Sekiro. And then I might play Neo because Neo's on 60 FPS on the PS5, and I've got a PS5 recently. It is absolutely amazing. I know you don't, Joel, but the 60 frames per second is absolutely game changing, and I kind of don't want to go back. So if I could play Neo, I think realistically it's going to be probably Demon Souls, Neo 1 and 2, and then hopefully they'll do a Sekiro 60 FPS update and then Sekiro.
Neo's good, but the enemies I found are very spongy.
What, take loads of damage?
Yeah. Especially Neo 2, from what I've seen, they're even spongier than Neo 1. And Neo 1, they were pretty spongy. Especially the yokai, like the beasts.
I'll have to see. I mean, I've kind of got an inkling. I did say to you, I texted you the other day, didn't I? And I said, I'm playing a game on the PS5 and it's just Bloodborne's just ruined me because Bloodborne is although it's held as being a really tough game, but I think it's actually, for most of the game, it's actually a very doable level of difficulty. It's a good level of challenge, and I feel like I went back to playing Miles Morales, and guys, I'm a massive Spider-Man fan, and the combat, even though they've added a lot more to it, it just feels really one-dimensional and easy. Even on the medium difficulty, it just is so easy.
I think with the thing is though, because like. If you see, I keep saying this, if you see games that have difficulty, like different difficulties, all they'll do usually is just give the enemies more health and hit harder.
Yeah.
Which is not really fair. Whilst Bloodborne, Dark Souls, you know, those in that category, once you understand the mechanics, the game becomes like any other game.
Yeah.
The difficulty is in understanding the mechanics. And I think that's what a lot of games should do if they are going to, make harder difficulties. Don't make it unfair. Make it different sort of mechanics. Or like Jedi Fallen Order, you have a smaller parry window, a lot smaller parry window than in the other difficulties, and it's a game changer. But it's still not impossible, and it's still not unfair, because if you don't parry fast enough, it's your own fault. It's not because the enemy hits harder or they have more health. It's your own fault.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed the Jedi Fallen Order as well. I think a lot of people give it stick for being like not a good combat, but I actually thought the combat was phenomenal. I
thought the combat was great
for being a Jedi as well. Like Jedis aren't invincible, and it's the idea that most Jedis that are really powerful aren't powerful because they can take a beating. They're powerful because they don't get hit.
Yeah.
So when you actually get to the point where you actually reckon, it's actually because you are really powerful. And I think it gives a good example as well of being Cal, this Padawan, progressing into an actual Jedi, and it gives you that limited powers, quite a hard, steepish learning curve, which when you learn, it's more realistic, and I think it creates more of a Jedi experience, in my opinion, because you can wreck.
I agree,
but you need to be good first. Essentially,
I agree. I've not finished it yet, but
it's good.
The times I've played it, I've loved it.
Okay, we'll skip on. We'll talk about Bloodborne and all that stuff. Me and Joel, we can't stop talking about it whenever we actually speak. We've then got Darksiders 2 and 3, not Darksiders 1 done. Platinum on Darksiders 3, not Platinum on Darksiders 2. What's going on there?
So Darksiders 1 I played on my old account.
Okay,
I didn't platinum it. I don't remember why I didn't platinum it.
I
think maybe the hardest difficulty kind of intimidated me at the time. Again, it wasn't that
hard.
I hadn't delved into the Bloodborne, ropes yet, so
I agree.
Difficulty scared me back then.
I agree. I'm pretty confident now I can play most games on hardest difficulty. I won't choose to unless there's a trophy, to be honest. But I think, like, for example, I know I'm going to play Witcher 3 Deathmatch. I know it's hard, but I'm not as intimidated now at all as I would have been 5-6 years ago. So I get that totally. But anyway, Platinum Darksiders 3. We know you're not going to go for DLC. Fair play.
Definitely not.
We'll move on.
Darksiders 2, I just didn't like. That's just
it's like open world, isn't it? It's kind of like an RPG open world style.
Yeah, I think it just didn't click with me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. We've then got Deadpool. I really enjoyed this game on the PlayStation 4. I think it's on the PlayStation 3. Nolan North voices Deadpool. He's pretty funny.
Yeah.
However, the game's it's not great. So I've said I really enjoyed it, but the game kind of like it's very basic combat with very like repetitive humor. So why didn't you platinum that one?
It was the challenges again. You know, like they have the challenges in the like Batman does.
Yeah,
they just put me off.
To be honest, I'm actually drawing a blank.
There's a few challenges, and like the gunplay and the sword play is a bit iffy at times. They don't always like respond how you want them to. And I was just getting so frustrated with one of the levels that I just gave up because I finished the game in the hardest difficulty as well, which was really, really hard from what I remember.
The last level is disgustingly hard.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
It's like
I'm kind of disappointed.
It's 3 boss battles in a row, isn't it, or something? I think
it's not 3. I don't think it's 3 boss battles, but the last boss has like 3 completely different phases.
Yeah, and
then he summons minions and stuff, and it's
doesn't he summon 2 superheroes villains with him? I'm sure he has at one point it's 3 of them. Like someone who charges you. I remember playing that game. This game is ridiculous, and for someone who has a really fast healing factor, you definitely don't experience it in the game.
No, you don't. Definitely not.
Okay, next we'll move on to Death Stranding. Bravo, my friend. I haven't played this game. It's in my backlog. Platinum trophy. Would you recommend it?
I would, yeah. I would. I mean, it's a very slow-paced game, so be ready to. It's a game that I don't think people should rush. I went into the mistake of trying to rush it and trying to do all the story things first, so then I could do the cleanup after. And I think just take your time with it and just take the game in, because especially the story, although it's really slow up to a certain point, once the story starts unraveling, which is like pretty much at the end, but once the story starts unraveling, it's so good in like the best Kojima way possible.
Kojima at his best, free range is to create the game that he wanted to create. That's when 100%. He worked his masterpiece. Fair play. 100%. We've then got Detroit Become Human. We'll not say too much on that one. It's a great game. It's a walking sim. There's a few collectibles. We've then got Devil May Cry 5. Now, no platinum, but obviously it's an A rank at 70% because it's one of the hardest platinum trophies you can get, isn't it? And you're working on it right now, I believe.
I am. On and off.
How's it going?
Like a toxic relationship.
Come back for more all the time after being abused.
Yeah, I've made a plan for myself. So I'm on the point where all I have to do is finish the hardest difficulty, which, by the way, is not the hardest difficulty by any means. So the hardest difficulty is Dante Must Die.
So for the uninitiated of Devil May Cry 5, what makes this platinum trophy so hard?
Just getting an S rank on every mission. And when I say every mission, I mean every mission on every difficulty. So Dante Must Die, you pretty much have to do it without getting hit. If you get hit, it lowers your final score. If you don't get hit, then you kind of have a multiplier at the end. So even if you're not that stylish, if you don't get hit, if you finish a level without getting hit, you're guaranteed the S rank 100%. There is a bit of an exploit for that. You can do like checkpoint cancelling, which is when you get to a certain checkpoint, you exit the game, and then when you go back in, you can carry on from that point. But on the last difficulty, there are no checkpoints.
Oh wow!
It's happened to me before. And the last difficulty is the enemies are quite resilient, and if you get hit once, you die instantly.
So you have 3 game.
Yeah, you have 3 retries though. So, but every time you use a retry, that lowers again. It lowers your rank massively. So again, you have to do that without.
So you don't get a retry then. So you have to play every level without getting hit once, because if you get hit once, you lose your S rank.
Yeah, pretty much. Not always, but most of the time. I've gotten to points where, like on mission 3, I've done the whole level perfectly, not getting hit. I got to the boss. The boss had about this much health left, and I got hit.
I cannot believe you're even trying that. That is just
There's a hole on my desk. Because I whacked the controller so many times. I was so frustrated.
However, it's got a 2.96% rare trophy, which people say is an impressively rare. It's a very impressive trophy, but the way how difficult it is, it's actually surprising that many people have actually platinumed the game on the PSN profiles.
I think that's why, because it is so hard. People want it more. Like I want it more because I know how hard it is. It's a bragging thing. Props
to you if you ever get that. That's like above God tier. That's like just like best gamer ever tier. To be fair, if you can get that, there's only a handful of games on the PS4 that actually fall into this special tier of like only some players could get them, and I think Devil May Cry 5 is definitely one of them. Definitely. We've got a few Digimon games which we'll not talk about because I don't know too much about them. You have another bit grindy. We've then got Devil May Cry This is the reboot, isn't it? On PlayStation 3,
Yeah.
then again on the PlayStation 4. Very rare trophies, 5.4% and 7%. Are they as hard or?
Oh no, nowhere near as hard as Devil May Cry 5. Because Devil May Cry 5, you have to do it S ranks on every difficulty.
Okay.
With this one, you only have to. Well, the PS3 version is harder than the PS4 version. The PS3 version, you have to S rank, well, triple S rank, which is basically S rank on DMC5. Every mission on the hardest, well, not the hardest, the middle difficulty, which is Nephilim. So it's like hard.
Okay.
But then on the PS4, you only have to do it on 10 missions. So you can pick and choose which ones you want to do. So PS3 is definitely more challenging.
So when I get I'll get the PS4 version and do that then. For that very rare Platinum Trophy. Still a good Platinum Trophy to have at 7%.
It is. The game's fun as well. Like I can understand why people had so much uproar about like changing the way the character was and stuff. Dante is not really Dante anymore. Yeah, but the gameplay itself, I loved.
He's a very just like arrogant little huffy teenager.
Yeah.
We then got Dragon Age Inquisition, which is a hard platinum, which you haven't done. It's you have to play the game on extreme, on nightmare difficulty, don't you? And it's very tactical, difficult.
It's so repetitive though.
Yeah.
You do something. Oh, another rift has opened. You go to that rift. Oh, another rift has opened, and that's basically the
75
game.
hours later.
Another rift has opened.
Okay, fair play. We then got Dragon Ball Z. I know you're a big Dragon Ball Z fan, as am I. 5 games, great maths. Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z is a very hard platinum trophy again. Oh. Haven't you got to you've got to win so many ranked games online, haven't you? You've got to 200. Have you got to only win 200? Have you got to reach a certain ranking system as well?
You have to reach a certain rank, but if you win 200 online games, that's basically the equivalent. And I think I maybe joined this game too late.
Everyone's just OP now. Everyone's kicks ass.
Yeah, everyone. You know, people. You have to have like that skill in order to do so. You can't just button mash.
Fighting games are they're not necessarily well, I would say they are a niche now. I know we've got Mortal Kombat, which is a big game for a fighter, but you know, most people who play fighter games only play fighter games. Who are good at them, who play online. You've got realistically the biggest games right now are probably Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z. We've got obviously Street Fighter. You've got Mortal Kombat. Then you've got probably Injustice. Yeah. They're probably the biggest on the PlayStation 4 takeaways. Yeah, Street Fighter is obviously the biggest, and those players will be so good at those games. It's kind of hard. You'd have to spend probably hours and hours to get good. Then winning it, just scraping a few online games. So unless you boosted it,
no, you can't boost it because you can't choose like lobbies or anything. It's random. When you're ranked, it's definitely random. Like you have, unless you like befriend everybody in that rank, then.
And then just paying to let you win. That's quite
just said like personal message. You want to be my friend? Do you want to boost? Do you want to be my friend? Want to boost?
We've then got Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2 not done. Big games. Did you abandon them for any particular reason?
It's just the online again. You have to again. Like by the time I got to the online sections, everybody was just so like on a complete different level.
Battering you all over.
Yeah.
I played Xenoverse 1. I liked it. I didn't like it. I just find it was like too grindy. Even the single player, I just found like you know, you have to like replay like 6 fights just to like do the next story mission, and I just didn't love it. However, Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD Collection, what's that about?
Those were remasters from the PS2. So there's only 2. Like Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2 wasn't that great, so I can understand why they didn't remaster. Budokai 1 again wasn't really that great either, but they had like the cutscenes and stuff.
Okay.
Whilst Budokai 2, they didn't really have the cutscenes, and like the way you played was like on a board game. It was really weird.
Oh, I remember that one. No, I played that one. You jumped from board level to level to fight, didn't you?
It was kind of weird.
So is that just Budokai 1 and 3 then?
1 and 3. 3, in my opinion, was the best one. It had the best characters. So you had the movie characters. You had like Broly, Cooler.
What did you have to do for the platinum?
You have to basically play the story mode with every available character, which isn't really that hard, and the game is quite fun. So,
yeah, I'm interested by that one.
You have to get like all the characters, which in some of them you have to like gather the Dragon Balls and make wishes. It's a fun Dragon Ball game. If you compare it to like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is a lot better. But
yeah, well, on that,
it was a fun for the time.
You've got. Would you say the best Dragon Ball Z game, as in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot?
Yeah.
Not Platinum though. I thought you're working on it, aren't you? It's so easy.
I'm working on it. I've got a series on the Let's Play on my channel, so I can't really platinum it before finishing that series.
Unfinished Let's Play.
Yeah. I'll get back to it eventually.
Yes, you will. 41% common trophy. You'll get it. You will get it eventually.
I will get it eventually. I just need to like. There's just so many things going on the channel that I've just not had time for the Let's Plays.
That's fair enough.
I'll get back to it eventually.
We've then got my favourite JRPG. I haven't played Persona 5 though. And in Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age. What a masterpiece of a game this is. The Platinum Trophy is grindy. It's not hard, but it's long. I looked at my PlayStation 5 tells you about how many hours you've played. And for those who didn't know, yes, I have a PlayStation 5. I know I've mentioned it about 45,000 times. But it took me 120 hours to platinum this game, which is a long time. But the first 90 hours are pretty good. It's just the grind at the end.
As a whole, the game is great. It's just, I think it got it's too long. I think the story. You get to about 4 stages of the game, and you think, okay, this is the end. But then no,
it does do that.
Then you think, this is now the end. No, there's more.
There's always more. I kind of feel like I didn't have an issue with the length of the story because it's about 60 hours of story, isn't it? 60 hours, 70 hours. It is long. I loved it. I loved all of it. I just think, you're right, it definitely does trick you into thinking it's over and trick you into thinking it's over again. Yeah. But at the same time, I thoroughly enjoyed it to the point where I was actually considering buying Dragon Quest XI S and playing it again.
Oh, wow.
But I think I might wait because it's just such a amount of backlog. I've got like 30 games.
I may play it again if they change the soundtrack.
It is repetitive.
The soundtrack is just... I think for a month after I finished this game, it was still in my head. I was walking down the street and it would just pop up in my head.
I think it might be one of the games that I get if I ever get around to buying a Switch, which I do want to do eventually, especially with the announcement of the new open world Pokemon game, which actually looks pretty darn cool in theory.
It does look great.
I think especially if they bring out this new, apparently there's talks of bringing out new Nintendo Switch. So if I might get the Switch Lite for like £150. I might then Dragon Quest XI and Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z might be games I pick up and not worry about the Platinum Trophy and just play on the Switch for fun. Because I would like to play Dragon Quest again if I had to put say 40 hours in it. I think I'd enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think another curse of a trophy hunter is when you play a game, you essentially you're always worrying about having a stain on your account. As you can see, I've got a lot of stains on my account.
Oh, we're gonna get to them now. I'm seeing a few of them now, maybe.
Speaking of
stains on the account, we have EA Sports UFC 1 and 2 done, not finished. Very rare platinum trophies. We then got all of these FIFA games. How many have we got? We got all of them.
Pretty much all of them from
2012 to 2019. Look how rare they are as well. I bet you regret looking at these, and this probably makes you sick. And I know it makes all the viewers feel sick looking at all these unfinished games. I apologise to the viewer for having to look at this. I might have to like blur it out, like put a warning in, like obscene images coming soon. So, what's your thoughts on these?
It's just Ultimate Team.
Ultimate Team is a grind. It's disgusting.
It's a grind, and it's disgustingly shameful that to really get the platinum, unless you're 100% and you have hundreds of hours to pump into this game, which I didn't. You have to put in your physical money in order to get best players, best packs, even stand a chance against people online. Yeah, they brought in I know they brought in ideas. So pretty much, if you play the game every week, if you play the game for 2 hours a day, which is a lot. You get packs and stuff, but if you commit, say, 2 hours a day to the game, it might still take you 2 to 3 months, maybe 4 months. And it is skill-based as well. So you're going to be going against players who have Lionel Messi, the best player, one of the best footballers in the game. Not only do they have they spent £200 on their team, they're actually really good as well because all the play. Yeah. So if you're going into it as someone who plays FIFA seasonally, a couple of months, and that's how I used to play. To go through phases of just playing FIFA non-stop. If you go through phases and you haven't got the best team, not only are you going against probably better players, you're going against people with better teams. So it is tough, it is hard, especially how much people play FIFA these days. Some players are broken as well. I can't remember which FIFA it was, but I remember having Ibrahimovic, and no joke, anywhere on the pitch from, I'd say, about 10 yards from the keeper's box, would score, and you powered up that shot to the max, it would go in.
Ibrahimovic is definitely overpowered on FIFA. I think he might have come down now, but I remember 2018, 2019, he was
good God,
rated 90. He was an absolute walking tank. No one could tackle him.
If you were playing Ultimate Team and you found somebody that had Ibrahimovic in his team, you're just better off just quitting.
Quit. Just take the 3-0 loss straight away and quit.
Yeah.
We've then got some Final Fantasy games, only two.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 10 and Final Fantasy 15. You've got the Platinum Final Fantasy 15. Bravo.
Yes.
I've actually 100% this on my Xbox One. And as we look at it on the PlayStation, on the completion, it's only 45%. That is insane to think.
So many DLC.
If you ever get a PS5 though, Joel, I know you will, it's on the PlayStation Plus collection. The Royal Edition.
Oh, it is?
All the
Royal Edition. Oh, okay.
However,
I'm
pretty sure some of the online now it's either very difficult to do or incredibly grindy. I think it's like 50 to 60 hours to do all the DLC.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a whole other game to play.
However,
on top of the game,
I like to make recommendations to my my list I review, and my list would be to clean up. The first recommended one it would be Bloodborne DLC, and secondly it would be to clean up the DLC of Final Fantasy 15, because that one alone would bring your completion percentage up probably to 80 to maybe 80% if you did both those games, because it's so low. And I find that when you clean up games, your completion rate just jumps up. As instead of playing new games, like I'm at the point now when every new game I play, my completion percentage doesn't even go up. Pretty much, it goes up by like I think 3 games puts us up by 0.01%. It's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah. So moving on,
I'll definitely do the Bloodborne at some point, but I mean Final Fantasy after you telling me that it's 60 hours, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd say probably not.
That's fair. We've then got one of the most common platinum trophies, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
great game. We're just going to skim over Game of Thrones. I'm not going to talk about every game, guys, because some games are so easy. We know they're easy. Bravo. Yeah. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima, I know it's a bit grindy. I know you've grinded it out. No DLC done yet, but we'll do a DLC together, my friend, at some point.
Waiting for a certain someone to.
I'm going to get it next month, I think. So maybe the month after, maybe like May time. We could April time. We could probably do a DLC. So
it's a
happy days. But have you done the New Game Plus trophies though?
I probably won't.
Just leave them.
Probably won't. Yeah,
I haven't got time for like.
To be honest, I'm only doing the co-op because you're doing it as well. Because if it was my choice, I probably wouldn't.
I'm dragging you back virtually by a man bun. Like, come on, let's play. Like, no, I don't want to play it.
I want new games. No, wait, you play it.
Okay, we've then got all of the God of Wars done. Bravo, my friend. Bravo.
Yes.
God of War 1, 2.
Oh no.
Well, not all the done. 3. All the ones you've done are done anyway.
Except
Change Olympus. You haven't done God of War 3. Maybe that'll be another one for you, because it wasn't the remastered one on PS Plus free last year.
It was. I missed out on it, but I've got the physical game there in its box. But I don't know. It's going back to old games because I played it on my old account.
Yeah.
And I didn't platinum it, so I've already played the game, and now technically I do have to go back to it, and I have to do the Challenge of the Gods are just so tedious. They're just so hard. Some of them.
See, I've never really played any of the earlier ones because.
Have you not?
I think when I had the PS2, my parents were quite strict when I was really young. So when the PS2, we were like 8, maybe 10, 11.
Yeah. I
wasn't allowed 18 games. Then I abandoned PlayStation for the Xbox 360, and then I resorted back to the PS4. So I just didn't really get experience of PlayStation 3 games. So like Change Olympus, Ghost of Sparta is Ascension on the PSP or is that PS3?
Yeah, Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta, they're the PSP ones. But they remastered them in like I think all of these are like on a collection, on a disc where they remastered all the games onto PS3.
I see.
So that's why I got them all.
Bravo anyway, matey, bravo. Let's move on.
Thank you.
We've then got, look at that terrible state in Ghost of Tsushima. Gran Turismo 5. 3 bronzes done. I bet you regret that decision.
Oh my god, so much.
Are you a racing fan or not? Because I'm not.
No,
I don't like racing games. I just find them too repetitive.
I thought at the time, I thought, well, this is probably going to be like Need for Speed, and it wasn't.
You think this is going to be the game for me? You know what? To be fair, we're talking like we're talking 5 years ago. I fell victim of like 10 years ago playing, just like picking a game, going, you know what, I am. This is going to be the racing game for me. This is going to be the racing game for me, and it just never ever were. They were always just too repetitive. This is too much of the same stuff. But never mind. GTA 5 twice. Are you going to get on PlayStation 5 as well, just to finish off the disgrace of unfinished lists?
No. It was a stupid on my end. The PS3 version, I did everything in the single player. And then I got to the online and it was just too tedious. I got to a point where I'd leave my apartment and I'd just get blown up by someone with a bazooka.
That's the thing about GTA 5. There's just like pretty much troll gamers everywhere. People who've been playing it their whole life as GTA 5 online and they just take the mic and just kill you straight away.
And you see people like level 500-600.
Yeah, just walk around.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Like, some people love it. Some people think generally it's like the most favourite game of all time and they're looking forward to playing on the PS5. And to be fair, on 60 frames per second, it would be decent. But who knows? I mean, it's a very ultra rare trophy. I would love to do it. I'd love to just stick the time in, just grind it out, but just can you bother?
It's the time, isn't it? It's the commitment you have to put in.
It's like 200 hours, and you need to find like teams of 4 as well for the bank heists. And if one person leaves, you get kicked. It's just it's brutal. It is brutal. And even then, even the offline, it's like all the pigeons, all the missions, all the flying and all the bridges. There's a lot to do in this game.
That's why the percentage on the PS4 version is so low. Because I'd already done it on the PS3. I thought it was a while afterwards, but I thought 2 years afterwards. But I thought, yeah, maybe I'll do it again. And
I've done it twice. I did it on the Xbox 360, then the Xbox One, and I couldn't handle the story again. It's a good story. It's just I don't know. It's just not
to be experienced twice. It's a good story to be experienced the first time.
Yeah.
But twice is no.
We've then got Gravity Rush, which I've heard amazingly good things about. I played Gravity Rush on the PlayStation Vita, and I loved it. And I don't know if it's a remaster, but it's a really good game. It's really interesting. It's unique.
It is. Gravity Rush 2 is good. I may go back to this one because it's
4 years ago. At this point,
I did all the story things, and then I just need to do the collectibles and stuff.
I just
got burnt out.
Seeing trophy lists that have been finished over so many years. I actually enjoy it. I like to see that somebody's gone back and finished it. Like, for example, when I finally finish Red Dead 2, it'll have like over 3 years to earn the Platinum Trophy at this point.
Wow.
Yeah. So I like actually seeing that people have actually gone back. I've seen someone recently who did like a video, and I'm sure they had like 10 years to the day from a trophy.
Wow.
We all dealt with Red Dead 2. We have 2028.
Wait. Just wait for the last trophy to pop, like the 10-year mark. Just be like, now, today's the day.
Today's the day. Okay, we then got Hellblade done, Grim Fandango, quite easy game. So is Infamous Second Son. Horizon Zero Dawn done, no DLC, no shock there. Injustice 2, you've got another fighting game on here in the form of a very tough game, Injustice 2.
That was another stupid. Like, the thing is, like, with me, if base trophies, if I can't get the platinum, or if I know I'm not skilled enough to get the platinum, I'll at least try and get it over 50%.
Okay, that's fair.
That was my goal here. Basically, we were all like, a load of friends came over. This was like way before COVID, like 2017.
Yeah.
A load of friends came over. They brought Injustice. Back in the good days where socializing was allowed.
Yeah.
And we all wanted to play a game just to have fun and stuff. And stupidly enough, I didn't change it from my main account. I just, I was that excited because people around and beer and how it goes. Put it in, and obviously first win, first trophy. And I was like, well,
mortified. I'll be mortified for having.
Now I have to do like the other 49% to at least not look too
especially
bad.
On Injustice 2 as well. It's such a hard game as well.
It is.
We then got Kingdom Hearts 1 and a few spin-offs, 2, 5 done. Now, last week we looked at Lord Coalhouse, who had, I think, had 12 of them done. But nonetheless, this is still really impressive to see. Well done, mate. How long did these take you?
500 hours, I think. All of them together.
Oh my god!
Or maybe 600 hours.
It's like 120 hours per game. That is so crazy. Did you play them back to back as well?
No.
You played them all within a year, though.
Yeah, so I played I kind of went back and forward towards them because, like, the Kingdom Hearts 1, Birth by Sleep, 2, and Chain of Memories are all in one disc.
Right.
So I kind of bounced from all of them. Like, on the first one, I did like the story. Then I went to the second one and did the story. Then I went to the other one, did the story, and then I did that because doing them all back to back is just crazy.
I'm really put off by this series just because of how much commitment's involved. I don't think I'll ever play a Kingdom Hearts game, to be honest. I just don't think I've got the time to commit to the series at all.
It's very confusing as well. Like, even if you go to another account and don't go for the platinum, like, just playing the story alone is so confusing. Like, Birth by Sleep is meant to be the first game, then the second game is Kingdom Hearts, then the third game is Chain of Memories, then the fourth game is Kingdom Hearts 2, and then it's Dream Drop Distance.
I'm already confused. And then there's a Kingdom Hearts 3, but there's more.
Then it's Kingdom Hearts 3, but then to finish off the story, there's the DLC. Then you have the music one now, which I don't know when that's set. It's just crazy. No chance. Okay, so next we've got a few easy games, Joel. So this is when you try to get those numbers up. We've got Lara Croft Go. We've got Legends of the Skyfish. Quite easy games. We then got some Lego games, which I'd like to say they are easy. However, they are not as easy as games are now. So, like, these games are still 20
25 hours to 30-hour platinum, so they're still involved that time commitment, which I don't think I could even be bothered to do personally anymore. Like, I don't think I could. For me now, if I play easy games, they've got to be under an hour. Otherwise, I'm not going to give them my time. Like, otherwise, I'll just play a bigger game. Because there's so many easy games now as a trophy hunter who just wants to get the numbers up. You can pick and choose the ones you want to play, unless you want to be like an elite. Well, I'll say the term elite. If you want to be extremely serious about it, you have to play everything. But realistically, most people aren't in that situation. So if you just want to get a few more trophies, and you can just play, you don't have to play these games anymore. No. But so nonetheless, maybe they're not impressive, but they still show a bit of time commitment. If you look at these games, there's 100 hours between these games, so not bad.
There is.
We've then got
not my proudest moments.
No, fair enough. We've got Life is Strange 1 and 2. Well, 1 and prequel. Good games, easy platinums. I haven't played them, but it's on my list. I've actually got the discs up there.
Very good.
Then we've got Mad Max, so close to the platinum trophy. What's going on?
There's like 2 trophies left. One of them is the challenges, which I thought had glitched out on me, or I thought it was missable. And only I did a video on like my shameful list, or the games I've played and not platinum, and only then did I realize that the trophy that I'm missing isn't actually missable. You can grind it out somewhere else. I didn't know that at the time. And I was so annoyed that I deleted my save file.
Oh my god.
Now I can never get it.
I was literally about to say you could clean this up and it'd be really impressive to have.
No, I can't.
No, that's never happening.
It's gone. It's gone forever.
That is soul destroying.
Yeah.
Is Mafia 3 glitched for you?
Yes.
Right. What happened there?
I did one whole playthrough and like half of them didn't pop. After I did the requirements, half of them didn't pop. I was already like in the 40% mark, and I thought if I finish the story, I'll get to the 50%. I'll just leave it, and I did. It's not. It's very repetitive as well. It's not the best Mafia game.
I think because it's. I mean, I've heard people say that there's actually quite a good story there. I probably would agree with that if you just watched the cutscenes and spent over 8 hours. But because it's literally a 40-hour game of literally go clear out this area. Okay, you've done that. He has a one story mission. Now go clear out the next area. Well done. He has another story mission. He has quite an epic little cutscene and little combat mission. Okay, back to clearing areas. It's just.
And there's fast travel.
It's such a I generally think it's such a bad Mafia game. Like I think I haven't played Mafia 1, but I want to play it. But Mafia 2 was a pretty good game for its time.
Was good.
I think they just took the Mafia formula and just made it in the most generic open world formula they could have chosen. I think it's such a shame. I remember I got it for free and I just was like, I'm never ever going to play that game. So I might.
It's still glitched. Yeah. To this day.
I was going to buy the trilogy because I thought I want to play Mafia 1 and 2, but I might just play Mafia 1 and leave it there. Because apparently Mafia 2 is glitchy, the new one. Apparently doesn't hold up very well at all. Like the remaster it's just not even a remaster, so...
What a shame.
We've then got, bravo, Spider-Man 100%. You've done all the DLC. Well done, my friend.
I did this a lot long ago, the DLC. I did it about a month ago. Just in case this day would come.
Just in case you ever thought I might one day have to show PlatinumBro my trophies. I best do the DLC. And the New Game Plus as well, though.
Yeah, that was pretty easy.
Yeah, it takes like 15 hours, doesn't it? You just blast through the story. Which is why sometimes I'm like, people should just do it, because it's good for that completion percentage. It's a great game. So, I mean, I'm going to...
If you've done everything in the base game and you go to like the hardest difficulty, it's not hard at all. I don't think I died once.
No,
I died once against Shocker with like one of the boss fights, but
yeah,
that was it.
The boss. I think I died once against Doc Ock, and I think that was it. It's not difficult. I just got I'm looking forward to playing the remaster, and I'm gonna have to play that a couple of times, but I'm gonna wait. But
are
well
you
done,
mate. Replay it or auto pop it?
Oh, I'm gonna replay it. Auto popping Spider-Man. It's pretty much a sin in terms of PlatinumBro.
I know.
Stings, doesn't it?
However, I've got to be careful because I kind of don't want to accidentally pop it. So I don't know if I should delete my Spider-Man original save just in case.
Have to, just in case, yeah.
Because I'll be like, well done. I would literally be like, no.
Did you see the backlash? Can you imagine the backlash of the internet?
I'm actually not. Once this call's finished, I'm going to delete the save now because I will forget because I'm just an idiot. Yeah, I would I'd have to delete my like entire PlayStation account and just have to start again if I did that. So no, hopefully not. We then got PlatinumBro 8 exactly. 8 is coming. Okay, we then got Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. Quite a hard platinum trophy, but because you got to do all like 60 levels on the hardest difficulty, haven't you, or something like that?
And you have to S rank all of them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a commitment I wasn't ready for.
No, but it's a great game though.
It is a great game.
It's always on sale as well. It always sell. I think it's on sale now. The definitive edition with Ground Zero for like £4.
I think Konami are just desperate.
They want to push it over. They just want someone to buy it. I mean,
because Metal Gear Survive was just abysmal.
Well, they might not get another Metal Gear because, well, if they do, it's going to be completely different because Kojima's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Crazy that they let him go. Absolutely crazy. But never mind. We then got Shadow of War, Mordor, and Shadow of War both platinumed. Well done. No, they're not difficult games, but they're probably 40. They're like open world 30-40 hour games, aren't they? So, and I like Shadow of War a lot. I like Shadow of Mordor. They brought in the Nemesis system. However, what they did do is they've patented the Nemesis system, so no other games can use it. Very, very, very naughty, very cheeky, Warner Brothers. But I actually think Shadow of War is actually better than Shadow of Mordor in terms of story.
I disagree.
Oh, really?
I thought Shadow of War was a bit too repetitive, especially the end where you have to do the sieges.
That was disgusting. I'll give you that.
Good God, 10 sieges and like
they've changed it though. Did you know that they've updated it so you don't have to do it anymore? You have to do like 3 now. I agree. I did the 10 sieges, and because like it's not like 10 sieges. It's like so basically, guys, in the game you siege castles, but if you die, you lose that castle and you have to retake it and then defend it again. So it's like 10 sieges. I think I died a couple of times. So it was like 8 sieges. Then you lose your castle. Then you get it back. Next one. Then die again. And I was like, it was quite tough.
The more sieges you do, is sometimes you have to defend 3 castles at once.
Yeah, like
in one siege. And if you die with one of them, obviously, then you have to. It was. I think I didn't enjoy the. I think the ending was a bit rushed as well. I didn't really like the ending.
I disagree. I like the story, man. I really like the idea with Celebrimbor and Sauron and stuff. And I thought
Talion forever in battle. I don't know, man. I thought it was rushed. I thought it was a bit cheap as well. Just thought, let's just put them in like an endless battle.
Well, how would they've ever? That's very valid to be fair, but it was good. I thought how Celebrimbor changed was interesting.
His development was, or his downfall, let's say.
Yeah, because exactly. Normally, you don't see characters do that, do you? Normally, main characters get better.
Yeah,
they can become more pure. You start off with a little roughen. I can't remember the exact analogy, but you start with like a character who's maybe a bit rusty around the edges, but got a core of gold. But this isn't the case. It's the complete opposite. You think he's a good guy, and he actually turns out to be just another Sauron. It's pretty good. Spoilers, we've already said them, but hopefully you haven't played Shadow of War, or you plan on playing
Hopefully not.
I might have to put a little spoiler warning in there. I might.
Yeah.
We've got Minecraft, Monster Energy, Monster Hunter. Now that is a great game. Very hard platinum. Now this came up last review. The trophy guide say 300 hours to get the platinum. Now apparently it's luck based, because basically you have to kill guys. How it works is you go kill monsters, and then they drop loot. You upgrade weapons, you get better, you continue. So if the monsters you kill, which can take anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes, if they drop the loot you want first time, then brilliant. But the chances are they won't. It might take you more.
It's not just that. There's one of the trophies I think is to kill every monster with it's like a pedigree, so like a certain size or a certain rarity, and they're super rare. And you have to do it with every monster.
Yeah,
so I think that's that's why I gave up. I think.
Yeah, it's fair. We think My Name Is Mio. Well done. Yes. Trophy. That is a trophy, not a platinum trophy. Bravo on that one. You should do My Name Is too. My Name Is Mio too.
It's on my list. It's on my list.
I know you're a massive Naruto fan. Naruto fan. I should need to say it right. So you've done all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Well done. Bravo. Isn't 2 really grindy online?
2's very grindy, just in general. You have to get titles, and to get titles you have certain requirements, and then one of the titles is the online. Another one is you have to get like a winning lottery ticket, which also is like stupidly grindy. So yeah, 2's probably the grindiest out of all of them, but it's still a good game.
Yeah,
if you want help on the online, I'll help you out.
Yes, please. Okay, we then got Ni no Kuni 2 done, no DLC, but obviously that is your style.
Yeah.
Not fancy doing the Wrath of the White. Is it called the Wrath of the Right? The first one.
Wrath of the White Witch, I think.
That's the one.
Yeah, it's on my list again. It's the backlog. The backlog is
horrendous.
It just keeps going on, and with PS Plus now, giving so many good games. Like
that's true. They're doing well.
All the games from this year, they're all in my backlog, so I'll probably have to play them before I even get close to getting to Ni no Kuni.
We've now got a game which you described on our podcast as your runner-up for Game of the Generation in Nier Automata. 30%. It's not too hard of a platinum trophy though.
No, you can buy You can buy trophies.
That's ridiculous.
With in-game currency, so you don't have to pay your own money.
That's crazy, but it's also kind of... It's a weird game by all accounts.
It is, it is. Yeah. It's weird, but it's very, very good. Very, very good. I recommend it to everybody.
We then got Neo. So, well done. 15% rare, Soulsborne-like game. How difficult is it out of 10, would you say?
I'd say like a 5 or a 6. It's
not
too bad. It's not too bad.
How would you
can also do co-op as well. So
what would you give Bloodborne out of 10? Just so we can put it in comparison.
When I first started playing it, definitely a 10 out of 10.
Oh, right, okay.
After you get used to the mechanics, I'd say like a 7 or an 8. It's still pretty. I think the Chalice dungeons make it.
Yeah.
If the Platinum was just the base game, I'd probably say like a 6.
I agree with that. I think.
But Chalice dungeons are just
because you got to play them. I would give Bloodborne an 8 out of 10. So so if you give Bloodborne an 8 and Neo a 5 or 6, then it's definitely not that difficult then.
No, DLC is harder than the Bloodborne.
Okay,
for sure. DLC is brutal.
Well, I read that the DLC in Bloodborne is harder than the base game, and I disagree. I did all the bosses and it's like setting a third try.
Because you click with the game, you see.
Well, maybe.
And I think it's probably because you play the DLC
straight after
you've played the game. That's a lot. When people were waiting for the DLC, I think it was like a year afterwards that they released it.
I would say that by the time I got the end of Bloodborne, I did generally feel like I had such a good understanding of the game, like that it didn't feel as difficult. But that being said, the last bosses in the Chalice dungeons were different. Like, you know, in the Defiled dungeon, when you have half health.
Oh yeah,
Amygdala was something else. But I feel like I could now beat him. I feel like I could probably beat him again. It's weird. It's weird how it works. Now we've got another great game, JRPG, one of the best games on PlayStation 4, Persona 5. A game you spent like too many hours on because you did a Platinum Trophy guide on how to do it. Probably like 300 hours you spent playing on this game, making content.
Yeah.
Bravo! It's a great game. The thing is, it's not even that rare of a trophy. That's the problem. It's not even a very rare trophy.
It's not, but it's nice to have.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because not many people go, and I'm going to say myself, the first time I played it, I didn't go through the New Game Plus route because you have to go New Game Plus in order to do the secret boss, and I just couldn't because the game itself is long, very very long, good but very long, and straight after you finish the game, it's a hell of a commitment going through like half of the game again.
Yeah, I bet.
To get to a point where you can beat the twins. So,
but nonetheless, well done, my friend. We've then got Ratchet and Clank done. You know, I don't want to say too much on that one. It's a platforming game. It's pretty darn easy. Rayman Legends. Now, this is a game you mentioned which you thought was 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 100%.
And it is incredibly difficult Platinum Trophy, is it not?
Yeah.
Daily challenges.
Yeah.
Against other players.
Weekly, yeah.
So imagine having to win so many daily challenges in the game where other people are trying to do it, and you only get the trophy if you win them. That is just that's insane, man. That's so
hell of a commitment. And you have to do it like for you to get the trophy, you have to win them for like 6 months every day, daily challenges or weekly challenges for 6 months.
Oh my god!
So every week you have to remember to do the weekly challenge, and I think that's one of the trophies.
Jeez,
I think that's why I gave up. Also, the music levels, the harder they get, there's remember me explaining the music levels that you go through the beat and stuff. Well, once you get to the harder music levels, there's like handicaps.
Oh.
So I remember one of them, the game goes completely pixelated that you can barely understand anything. So you have to just trust your senses and trust you have to basically memorize the level perfectly. There's another one where it goes like, it glitches randomly. So there could be an enemy coming, you know more or less when to jump. And just before you kind of know, do I jump, do I not? It will glitch out on you and give you like a black screen. So again, you have to trust your senses.
No, pass.
It's hard. It's hard.
Okay, we're making our way through these. So we've got another God tier Platinum Trophy, in my opinion, coming in the form of Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, not necessarily the hardest of games, probably coming in like a 4 or 5 out of 10, but it is difficult because you've got to do the gold medal challenges, you've got to find all of those collectibles, which is hundreds of hours, and you've got to do all it online. So, and you did it as well. Back in 2019, when there was just the online wasn't what it was.
Yeah,
it was like just empty. So, bravo, my friend. 2.26% rare. Is that your rarest trophy? Rarest ultimate platinum trophy?
It will be.
Well done, my friend. Well done. We spoke about this game extensively on the podcast a lot when we first started because it was like something that I really wanted to do. Well done. Great platinum trophy. We're then going to skim over a few of these. Rocket League done. Look again. Rocket League, 43%, but it's actually platinum. It's crazy.
Yeah. DLCs,
man. And then again, we've got another God tier Platinum trophy in the forms of Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Which is the hardest Soulsborne game, would you say?
Dark Souls 2, because of how bad it is.
Does Sekiro compare to that at all, or?
Sekiro is a different beast, completely different mechanics. If you go into Sekiro playing like a Dark Souls game, you're going to get destroyed like I did.
Yeah, I was about to say, which is what you did, no doubt.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of learning, a lot of trying to beat the difficult game. Well done. Great game. It looks fantastic, and I really hope they bring out a 60 FPS version for the PS5. It would be a masterpiece. If they brought a PS5 version, would you replay it or not? You got to replatinum it. Would you replatinum it?
Yeah.
What about Bloodborne?
Love the game. Again.
I would redo Bloodborne. No, like playing it how I played now, I think I would definitely replay it. I don't know if I'd want to pay £50 for it, and maybe if it was like a £25, if you already own the game, I'd probably definitely buy it and play it. But not at full price, I don't think. Alright, we then got a few easier ones in the form of Spyro. Snoopy's Grand Adventure, what is that?
It's just an awful, shameful platinum. It took me 2 days and 3 hours, but really you can platinum this game in like...
Were you just like this the whole time?
A few hours.
What am I doing with my life? I know that feeling, my friend, don't worry. Don't you worry, I know that feeling. Fallen Order's not done. You're working on another Let's Play for that as well, aren't you, though?
Yeah, same situation.
See, if you were to get the games that you're doing for your Let's Plays, your percentage would probably be like 80%. If you did Dragon Ball Z and Star Wars, you're probably like almost at 80%. So hopefully it's coming. Then you got another Telltale game. I've seen something that really shouldn't impress me that much, but you've platinumed Amazing Spider-Man on the PlayStation 3.
I enjoyed it.
Well done. I actually recently reviewed it and said it was a disgrace, a terrible game.
I saw it. I felt a tear when you said that.
I'm thinking about going back to them, though. I'm thinking about going to get the PlayStation 3 Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2 as well, and just doing them both and doing a review.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 are platinum on my old account, and my god, no, it's terrible. This one I'd say, okay, it's kind of like a unique story, so like a carry on from the film, but oh god, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is just so bad.
I'm gonna have to have a break from Miles. I'm playing Miles Morales and it's just 60 FPS, web swinging, just absolute heaven. I'm gonna have to take like a 6-month break before I revisit any of the old Spider-Man games. Oh yeah, because I just don't want to go from that web swinging to this web swinging, because I know the web swinging is pretty garbage. Let's be honest. And this is my problem. This is my problem with it. Is I said that like we've seen how good web swinging can be. And Beanox at the time had one of the best IPs of all time, and they still made such bad games. It just shows that like and the same with Avengers. You know, the games, the franchise doesn't carry the game. You still got to make a real game, and I just don't think they did. The Last of Us started, never finished. That is now no longer obtainable, Joe. You can't. The online is offline for the PlayStation 3 Last of Us, so you can never return to that.
I finished the game on hard.
You get like two. I think you get like 2 trophies. I think you get a silver for finishing the game on the hard. It is so unforgiving.
I know.
It's such a slap in the face, man.
I was just scared of the game.
It is pretty freaky, to be fair.
Clickers, man.
It is quite freaky. No, I agree. I think you just get used to it. I thought Last of Us 2 was probably, I don't know, at times scarier. But then it was a bit more jumpy though. It felt like they used a lot of jump scares to try and trick you. Whereas Last of Us 2 is just more. Last of Us 1 is just more tense.
It's the stress, because you can hear them and you know they're around, and you know they one-shot you as well on hard.
Well, on the hardest difficulty ground, this game is mentally exhausting. I think
I bet.
I'd probably go as far as say it's more exhausting than Bloodborne, because at times Bloodborne's like easy, very hard, whereas Last of Us is just kind of like difficult the whole way. So you've always got to be on, and I found that after about an hour and a half, I just had to turn it off because I just couldn't handle it anymore.
I can understand that.
We then got. We actually got a few hours, but I'll jump straight Witcher, but I can see The Surge, which is another Soulsborne game. Well done. Walking Dead game, which is Telltale. We then got Witcher 3 twice, but Platinum trophied on the Game of the Year edition. Bravo. Yeah. There's actually 3 stacks of The Witcher 3, you know. There's like the Wild Hunt, Game of the Year edition, and then Complete Edition or something. There's 3 stacks. If you really want to, you can platinum this game 3 whole times, and 100% as well. Favorite game of the generation?
Yeah. It's definitely up there.
Best RPG out there.
100%.
Best RPG out there. Well done. Great to see. And it's something that I need to do, because I love the game so much. I need to do it. It's on there. Just wait to play.
It's not that hard on Deathmatch either. Once you get, it's like Bloodborne. Once you get used to the mechanics, because The Witcher does it right with the hardest difficulty. They make you think. They make you, like Lucy said on the podcast, you have to be a Witcher playing on Deathmatch. You have to look at the bestiary. What are they weak to? What ores do I use? What weapons should I use? It just makes the experience so much better.
Yeah, I will play it at some point. I think it's, for me, Witcher 3 and Skyrim are both games that I say I love till the end of time. And I feel like they both deserve to be on my list. They both deserve to be platinum, so I'm going to work on them. We then got a load of Uncharted games. Only Uncharted 1 and Uncharted Lost Legacy have been platinumed, which is a bit of a shame because they're not that difficult. The only problem is the collectibles are just so tedious. You have to play with a guide, which I find very annoying, personally.
Yeah. I actually installed the remastered not long ago because I was going to clean up Uncharted 2, and I realised I didn't have a backup save, so I have to redo the whole game again. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I
think once you got the collectibles, it's okay. You can fling through. I'm exactly the same. I want to clean up Uncharted 1, but I've lost my save file, so I'd have to. I've already got the trophy for collectibles, so I wouldn't have to worry about that. But I'd still have to play through the whole game. And the thing about collectibles are they unlock special weapons. So
exactly.
So it's kind of like if you don't have the special weapons, you kind of can't do the hardest difficulty.
Exactly.
So it's a difficult one.
Yeah.
But you've done Lost Legacy, which is actually my favourite Uncharted game. Unpopular
it's also
opinion.
the easiest one.
It is. Yeah, it is pretty easy. There's only a couple hard parts. I think the hardest part is when you have to face that the car with the turret.
Yeah.
That's really hard and crushing. Because even with the unlimited ammo, it just wrecks you all the time.
Yeah,
that was hard for me. Okay, we're at the end. So we've got Until Dawn, not done. Unravel 2, you've just started that because obviously that's a couple of days. Well, it's a couple of weeks ago. A week ago. Watch Dogs 2. We Were Here. Oh, you played We Were Here. I didn't actually played that.
I played it with someone on the Discord actually because they were like, "Oh, does anybody want to platinum We Were Here?" And I was like, "All right."
Yeah,
it was free. I was like, "Yeah, why not?"
Not free anymore.
It's not free anymore.
No, and I haven't got it, so I'm a bit sad.
Oh, no way!
I'm not paying for it, even if it's like £10.
No, I wouldn't pay for it.
We then got Without Escape, which is a horrendous point and click game.
Yes, it is.
It is so bad.
I had no idea what was going on throughout the whole game. Like in the ending, like what the hell is this?
And then World of Fantasy. What is that? World of Final Fantasy.
World of Final Fantasy is amazing. So it's like it's got, you're in the world of Final Fantasy. You know, like the title says.
That makes sense.
But you're like a little chibi character.
Okay.
And you catch these mirages, which are like essentially the monsters in Final Fantasy, and you can have them like Pokemon, and you can stack them. So you have like the evolutions and stuff. So you have the big ones, the small ones, the medium ones, and you can stack them on top of each other to have like special. It's if you have the time, cool. It's time consuming.
How long?
But if you have the time, it's a very, very fun game. Especially if you like Final Fantasy.
I do like Final Fantasy.
Yes, I'd recommend it.
Okay, so that's us through your list. So I'll quickly fire some recommendations and we'll go to the comparisons. There's some games you should definitely clean up. Witcher 3, for one, would be good to clean up. Bloodborne, and there's another game I said as well, I can't remember now. But...
we're not going to talk about that one. It's Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, Final Fantasy 15, not doing that
60 hours, good God.
So I usually have to make a recommendation, Joel, so I feel like I should make one, but off the top of my head I can't think of any games. Other than, the only game I can think of you should play is Final Fantasy 7.
Oh no, that's well. I've got the remake downloaded.
Yeah.
The original. I'll definitely play that.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's free on PS Plus this month. I'm going to play it at some point, as well. Spider-Man Miles Morales. You played the other one. I think you'll enjoy Miles Morales a lot as well.
I'll wait for PS5.
Yeah, but when you get it, definitely pick it up. It's definitely worth the play. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to try and do what we always do, which I normally always do, is like we do a comparison. So what you see on the screen now is displaying mine and Joel's trophy lists, top and bottom. So we're going to compare the trophies anyway. We're both using our phones for this because we haven't got access to our screen, so that's why we're looking down. So Joel's 404 plats to my 88 platinums. We've then got my completion of 98.74%. It's hard to compete with my completion because I finish everything, and then and then finally we've got like the country ranks. But you're not a leaderboard hunter, so it feels a little bit bad of a comparison. So that's pretty much the general stats. I think the key thing is I have a lot of less unearned trophies, so I complete a lot more of my games because I like to see those trophies. Like I like to see my low unearned trophies. I don't like seeing them. I'm annoyed that I've actually got some on my account at all. But it's sadly the way of the world. It's a difficult comparison because I'm like quite a leaderboards. I mean, I'm not really obsessed, but I like to play easy games. I like to play games that I love, but I also like to play games to get trophies. Whereas you're more about just playing games that you love and finishing them. So that's the difference. And if we quickly look over the comparisons of ultra rare trophies, we'll find that we've got very similar amount of very rares. So you have 99 very rares and I have 102 very rares. I have 34 ultra rares and you have 19 ultra rares. Now the difference is the percentage. So you probably have like 3 or 4% of your trophies are ultra rare, whereas less than 1% of mine are ultra rares. So that's kind of the difference. Now, with it being reviewing someone live, I don't want to give a score because I feel like it's a bit harsh. All I'm going to do is decide whether or not I think you deserve to be in the trophy in the Hall of Fame. And you'll be happy to know that, Joel, I believe firmly that you deserve to be on the Trophy Hunter Hall of Fame. So here we can see it. Congratulations. The reasons are for as follows. The games you played, you got some really great, really skill-based games on here. So we've got Bloodborne, we've got all the Soulsborne games, Sekiro. These are all really challenging games. So you're a really skilled player. So you should be proud of the trophies you have done. So well done, and for that you will forever be on the Trophy Hunter Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Do you have any final comments you'd like to say as we wrap up this video?
Yeah, thank you for including me in your first ever, live
trophy hunting list with you.
Yeah,
maybe that's a working title.
It's been really fun.
We've deep dived into it.
I also know you held back a little bit on the. I was expecting a lot more brutal comments and like
savagery,
destroying me for all the unfinished games. But you went easy on me.
I like to keep it as positive as I can. I feel like this is a thing. I once said I would never give someone a score lower than 5 out of 10 because at the end of the day, it is somebody's it's like their the personality card. It's part of who they are really because they're playing the games that they love and they're finishing the games that they love. And I feel like it's unfair to be mean or to be overcritical or roast somebody because they haven't played certain games because it's the decisions, it's the games they love or they don't like, and it seems a bit unfair to be like, oh, you didn't play this game, and even though you hated it, you should still platinum it. That is, in my opinion, a bit crazy. So that's why I'm trying to keep it as positive as possible. Because the community should be as positive as possible. Don't like elitism and trophy hunting, guys. That's not what it's about. It's about sharing our love for games and sharing our love for trophy hunting.
And helping each other out.
Anybody
needs boosting and you can, boost.
That's the way to go. That is the way to go. So on that, I'd like to thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All that good stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.